There's a very specific question I wanted to put to Judge Michael Scopolidis. Mike, I wanted to ask, what do you see typically happening to parents who litigate against each other and who are back in court maybe 2, 3, 6, 10 times? What do you see evolve in their relationship?
Typically, the arguments get more intense, their tempers are shorter because they've been spending a lot of money, they've invested a lot of money in fighting with their spouse over several months, sometimes several years, and they know it's costing them more money to be back there, but they don't know any other way to resolve their dispute than bring it to a judge and have a judge decide. So tempers get shorter as the hearings continue to increase in number.
And in my experience, more and more things start to look like legal issues that aren't legal issues. You know, what time do we pick up the kids? Where are they going to go to school? What summer activities are they going to get signed up for? What are we going to do about discipline? Who's the better person about getting the kids? None of these, to get the kids to bed, none of these is a legal issue. They're mom and dad issues, but they all start to look like legal issues after a while.
Charlie, practically none of them are legal issues. They're almost never legal issues. They are personal family issues that don't belong in the courtroom. Mother and father should together be figuring out where the child's going to sleep, what activities the child's going to participate in, where the child's going to go on holidays, not a judge. But yet parties continually ask judges to make this decision, and then the parents wonder why they continue to live in frustration and anger and fear. And the answer is because they're unwilling, or at least have not been allowed by the lawyers to sit down and make that decision together. Again, compromising. You're not always going to get everything you want, but at least if you've made the decision, it's yours and it hasn't been forced upon you by a judge.
And they're all on matters that had the parents stayed happily together, they'd have been able to work out, you know, where the kids would go to school, all these activities. So it's not like the parents weren't able to do that. You know, your comment about the frustrations reminds me of something that a man said at a mediation. After doing the Up to Parents website, he came in and he says, you know, I realized something in the course of preparing for this mediation, doing this work on Up to Parents. And he turned to his wife, he said, you know what, we've run up bills we can't afford, for hearings we've barely survived, on legal issues we never had. And we laugh, but it's sad that real people are suffering this and that their children are living in that rather sick ecology.
Yeah, but we've raised these parents to believe that this is the way they have to resolve their disputes. We also have developed a culture over the last 100 years in which we've given parents the impression that because they're ending their marriage, that somehow has to change their relationship as parents, and that is absolutely not true. When they were living together, they still had to resolve issues on where the child was going to go to school and what doctors they were going to go to and where they were going to go on holidays. None of that changes just because they're getting a divorce, but for some reason parents think it does, and that because they're getting a divorce, they can no longer reach agreements on those issues or argue through them so that they can make compromises on those issues. And yet, there are many parents who understand that coming to court with those issues is destructive. They stay out of court. They may have a rough time working those issues out, but eventually they do, and they're a lot better off for it. They're a lot happier. They're a lot less angry, and their children are happier and healthier because of it.
Judge, you've helped a lot of people today. I thank you for being here.
No, I hope so. Thank you.